I'd like to see a certificate of live birth or blah, blah, blah bullshit.
Welcome to NewsBeast. We've got Pete Dominic and Lloyd Grove in the house. Hello.
Hello, John.
What's going on, man?
Well, you tell us.
I will. So part of what's going on is that the Lloyd Grove, at the Lloyd Grove, blew open the political news cycle this past week with your baiting Trumpers' inner birther out again. You got him to start going on this tear again. The dude just can't stop, and he stepped all over Mitt Romney's nomination victory story.
Let me tell you, it wasn't hard.
He said, hi, Donald.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
can I tell you how the president wasn't born in America? That's how he actually just responds to hello.
I think Trump is bad for all of us, but he's like a bowl of mixed nuts. Nuts you can't stop.
You just keep going back for
exactly,
more.
Yeah.
If their nuts are orange.
Yeah.
So he's orange.
So Donald is. I don't know why he's on this birther thing. I think I do. I think he just loves publicity.
A lot of people do not think it was an authentic certificate.
How can you say that if
this? You won't report it, Wolf, but many people do not think it was authentic. His mother was not in the hospital. There were many other things that came out.
You think it's just nothing more than he's just an attention whore?
I think that's
old
probably
news,
it. I would use attention sex worker maybe. That's more correct.
It is. Thank you for correcting.
And I have this morning a story about Romney's surrogates and the problems he's having with them, Trump being his most prominent surrogate. And a Republican strategist who has ties to the Romney campaign told me that basically they've made a calculation that, yeah, a couple of days of bad stories, but Trump is really raising money for them, and so it's kind of worth it. They can take the hit in the media.
This is like the literal deal with the devil. We'll take the money.
Yeah.
You act as crazy as you want as long as we get money.
It's a calculation where you go, is this smart politically, and is it smart morally? He's going with maybe what he thinks is smart politically, or in this case maybe even financially.
Yeah.
But morally, at what point does a candidate, we don't have a lot of faith in politicians anymore, stand up for something that they believe in? In this case, not campaigning with a conspiracy theorist. Now, Byron York of the National Review apparently talked to somebody at the Trump campaign.
Yeah.
What might as well be the Trump campaign this week.
At the Romney birther campaign. At the Romney campaign. And they said, well, you know, the New York Times doesn't, Gail Collins doesn't denounce Charles Blow for what he said, and David Gregory doesn't denounce Al Sharpton. It's like, what are you talking about? What is that? I mean, that's their official. That'd be like Phil Sims not denouncing Lawrence Taylor. Like, who cares? They work at the same place.
You're asking at what point do they make the moral decision not to do this?
At what point do they make any moral decision?
Yeah, August. Late August.
It's about raising money
now.
Right.
Well, and that's what Lloyd's showing. But
the other thing is it's such a distraction. They think if they don't allow Trump to talk on their behalf, he's going to do just the opposite and call into every news network and Romney
and beat up on Romney, right? Which is why it's Stockholm syndrome.
You're fired.
He thinks his captors are his friends,
right?
But I mean, they're two counterexamples, right? Sister Soldier, 20 years ago, Bill Clinton did really well politically by calling out an extreme on his side of the aisle. It enormously helped him. The fact that Romney hasn't is significant. And the other deal is, I mean, this guy may be raising him money. But birthers, the point is that birthers are today's truthers. I mean, what truthers, this is what people need to get their head around. 9/11 truthers were to the Bush reelect what birthers are to the Obama reelect cycle. And can you imagine John Kerry using a truther as a surrogate just because he raised him money?
Can you imagine President Obama campaigning with somebody who says Mormonism is a cult? Mitt Romney told Rick Perry to denounce that preacher who said Mormonism was a cult, that introduced him on say denounce him. But I mean that would be the equivalent. And also
that's right.
I would.
Good point.
The other example is President Obama, in my opinion, throwing Reverend Wright under the bus, a guy who he had actually had a personal relationship with. And Romney can't even say that to Trump.
Even less than that, Romney is sort of playing with it. I mean, he maybe it was coincidence, released his own birth certificate.
Right.
The same day
that's
held
just to show that he wasn't manufactured in a lab by robots.
And to show that he is in fact the first second-generation Mexican-American ever to run for the office, as well as the first Mormon. That proves
I'd
that.
like to see a certificate of live birth or blah, blah, blah bullshit. Can you say that?
Yes, you can.
Okay, bleep it
We
out.
actually encourage that.
All right.
Final word.
nuts.
Trump, Trumpity, Trump, 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 Trump.
Trump. Birther. That's a good time, guys. We'll see y'all later at NewsBeast. That was fun.
That was excellent.
That was good. That was fantabulous.